On his way to a world title, marvelous Marvin Hagler meets Eugene Cyclone Hart. Philadelphia, 14th of September, 1976.
And we're set to go with round one. There's the bell. Hart comes out circling from his right to his left. There's the right-hand lead from Hagler. Two men feeling their way here in the opening seconds of round one. Hart, after that first round knockout with Benny Briscoe, you never know what that's going to do to a guy in terms of making him overcautious, a little bit gun shy.
You know, after that defeat, Ralph, he kind of went down in the eyes of the fight crowd here in Philadelphia. I wouldn't say down, but I know he kind of lost favor with it. And then he got a couple of pretty impressive wins, and he seems to be coming back, you know, into the limelight, or I shouldn't say limelight, but back into the hearts of the Philadelphia crowd. They can be fickle at sometimes, these sports fans.
You betcha. Marvin Hagler in the dark trunks with 30 professional fights. Hart with 38, though both are the same age. Right hand catches Hart high in the forehead, doing no damage. Neither man has thrown a damaging punch yet. That's Hart missing with a right, and there's a pretty good left hand by Hagler. But Hart is able to shake it off. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first round. Hagler bobbing and weaving. It's Hart going in, taking him to the ropes, going to the body now. Getting 2 or 3 into the midsection, and they say keep him up. Hagler is southpaw. Right hand to the midsection by Hart. Hagler slips, but he's not down, but off balance momentarily, and gets off the ropes and out of trouble. Hagler lost his footing in the corner, but not because of a punch. Hart stalking his man. He's been the aggressor, or more of the aggressor here in the first round. But both men fighting rather cautiously.
It's interesting to note, Ralph, that he's fought twice here before Marvin Hagler, and he's lost both of them decisions, and he had a very controversial decision with Bobby Boogaloo Watts, and which he thought that he had won the fight in January. Then in March, Willie Monroe beat him, and according to Mr. Hagler, it was very convincingly that he did lose to Willie the Worm.
And both men have had their difficulties right here in Philadelphia in the last couple of years. They're trying to set the record straight tonight. We have about a half a minute to go in the round. There's a couple of good right hands. It's the lead by Hagler. And now Hart gets his man against the ropes, but Hagler gets clear of them. Wild right hand is missed. Hart in the dark trunks. They're Hagler in the dark trunks, Hart in the white. Exchanging blows in the far ropes, and there's the bell. Ending round number one. Marvin Hagler in the far corner in the dark trunks. Right hand lead by Hagler. There's the right again, and then the flicking left counter by Hart. Hart with his back to you now. The southpaw is Hagler. So, of course, he leads with that right hand. The jab. There's the right jab again. Comes up short. And Hart going after his man.
I can see now why he's called Cyclone. He's just going around in circles, chasing him all over the ring. He wants a piece of that Hagler, and he wants it now.
Hagler got on a pretty good punch at the break there. And now again, but he had Hart falling away from the punch. Against the ropes. No real damage done. But it seemed to steam Hagler up just a bit. Misses with the right hand jab. Hart crouching down low, but neither man able to land any real damaging blows here in the early going. Right jab by Hagler. Another stinging right. There's a left hand lead, and that gets a big smile on Cyclone Hart's face. Hart generally very cautious, except for an occasional whirling dervish move as he made early in this round in the far corner that almost got him in trouble.
That's interesting right there with Cyclone Hart. He let out kind of a little yell and a smile, and a little different strategy, I would think.
Hart with a couple of good blows to the body there. Hart's doing a lot of talking.
And a lot of smiling.
I don't know how you can be that happy out there when somebody's trying to knock your head off.
That's regard.
Left hand lead by Hagler on the right jab.
Can you imagine some of the opponents at Schultz's fought smiling at him after he's knocked him around the ice for a while?
Minute to go in round 2. Left hand lead by Hagler. Hagler the southpaw on the left ear screen. Left jab by Hart. A pretty good left hand to the body by Hagler.
Hart's throwing the most punches, but like you say, he's not doing any damage.
Now he has Hagler in the corner, and Hagler doesn't like it there, so he gets out quickly. Comes to the left-hand lead, but misses the mark, and a couple of good right jabs. One of them really found the mark. Now Hart gets Hagler in the corner. Hagler trying to punch his way out of it, and Hart trying to keep him there at the bell, ending round 2. Alive. Here we
Maybe
go
he
with
shaved
round
his
3.
eyebrows and cut himself
And
while he was
missed.
shaving. Yeah.
A little bit low with the razor there. There's a right-hand jab by the left-handed Marvin Hagler. He's got a pretty good jab. There's a right hand and a couple of rights by Hagler getting in as he comes out aggressively now and then comes up with the left and he goes down. Eugene Cyclone Hart goes down from a left hand by Marvin Hagler. He'll take the 8 count, comes to his corner to get some instruction. They say stand up.
He also told him to be very, very careful. He was getting a little careless, they say, chasing Marvin Hagler around, but he landed a good left-right combination and surprised Cyclone Hart there.
The Cyclone still has plenty of life in those legs as he's dancing out here. But Hagler now swelled with confidence after landing that left hand that dropped his man suddenly. Eugene Hart down in round 3. Hagler has him in the corner. With his back to the ropes is Eugene Hart. Hagler, the aggressor now in the 3rd round, taking his man down.
You can just feel the tension in that ring, Ralph. You know, like we mentioned earlier, both fighters need this win tonight, and you can just see it. And maybe with that knockdown, one of them is going to come to life and take control of this fight.
The whole mood changes with a knockdown like that. Still a lot of time to go in the 3rd round. Well, 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in round 3. Eugene Hart's been down, but now he's smiling. So Hart has shaken off any ill effects from that knockdown. There's a good left hand by Hagler again. Hart comes right back with a right to the body and a left to the head. But Hagler ducks away from that one with ease.
Hart seems to be a little bit over anxious right now, Ralph. He wants to get right back in this fight, and he's throwing a lot of punches, but they're not connecting.
Hagler, contrarily, is landing most of the punches he throws. A wild right hand by Hart. Not the kind of punch that'll hurt anybody. Hagler misses with a wild right of his own. Hagler the right to the back of the head. Hart on the left of your screen, Hagler on the right. A pair of middleweights, both 24 years old, both in need of a victory. 40 seconds remaining in round 3. Right hand jab by Hagler does not get in. Right hand by Hart does no real damage as he gets Hagler in the corner.
Kind of questioning the ring strategy of Cyclone Hart right now, Ralph. He's throwing an awful lot of punches that aren't connecting. It seems like he just wants wildly throwing them. If this round fight goes any to the limit, he might be tiring near the end of the fight. Could prove disastrous for him. I think he's going to have to be a little more conservative and be a little more patient. Wait his chance.
His right hand there blocked by Hagler's gloves. In the closing seconds of round 3, on a big round that is. Down. So we go to the 4th round. Good middleweight match. Hart stalking his man in the corner, but Hagler again gets out of harm's way. It's Hagler with the dark trunks. Hart in the white. Hart was down in round 3. Hart from Philadelphia, Hagler from Brockton, Massachusetts. Hart very confident and cocky the first two rounds, talking, laughing. More serious now. Right and a left, another left. They're being warded off by the gloves of Hart, who now battles back with his back to the ropes. And he's angry, but he now has a slight cut in his right cheek, high in the cheek.
He doesn't seem to be as confident, like you say, Ralph, in the last round and this round here. Marvin Hagler seems to be getting stronger and stronger as this fight goes on, and Cyclone Hart seems to be getting a little more unsure of himself.
Right and the left combination again by Hagler. That's been his most effective volley of the evening. Wild right hand by Hart. Missing the mark as he has missed so often this evening.
He's going to have to keep his hands up high, too, because Hagler is starting to score fairly good in there. Especially with that cut over his cheek now, he's going to have to keep his hands up awfully high.
Hart swinging mighty punches, but really getting nothing but elbows. There he gets a left hand in. Misses with one left high in the head, but the one left got in good. There's a right and a left. Again, they're being pretty much taken by Hagler's arm. Each man dishing out some punishment here. A couple of left hand leads by Marvelous Marvin. He's going head hunting and he's finding his mark. Hagler just pummeling the head of Cyclone Hart. Left and a right. Not real hard, solid punches, but scoring punches. Hagler bleeding from the nose. Hart takes a right hand. 30 seconds to go in round 4. Again, the left and the right to the body. Left, right combination to the head. Right uppercut. Countering with the left hand is Hart, but Hart is hurt a bit. No laughing right now.
Gene Hart's going to hope for this bell to come soon, and he's only got about 15 seconds to go to hang on here.
Best round of the fight overall, as both men have dished out some punishment. The bulk of it again by Marvin Hagler. He lands a left and then takes a right after the bell. And being warned for that. That's right, he needs a big win here to keep the home front fans happy. We go into round 5. Marvin Hagler on the left of your screen with the dark trunks. On the right, Cyclone Hart. Hart missing with a left and a right. And now getting Hagler in the corner, and Hagler ties him up. Hart goes right back after him. I don't get the impression that Gene Hart is especially fond of Marvin Hagler.
No, I don't think so, especially after that last round when he kind of came in with a late punch there after the bell had gone, and I know Marvelous Marvin kind of took exception to that.
Bleeding has stopped on both men. Hagler bleeding from the nose the last round. Hart from the right cheekbone. Hart has Hagler in Hagler's own corner, but Hagler punches his way right out of the corner. He seems to have no difficulty at all getting that right hand jab or the left hand lead such as that one through Hart's defenses.
Gene Hart is very definitely tired. Gene Hart, that's different. I know of a certain fellow by the name of Gene Hart too that is not in that kind of condition.
Well, he is a heavyweight. He's a middleweights. Well, Gene not quite the heavyweight he used to be. He's lost about 55 pounds and he's so proud of it. We'll talk about his diet for a month if you ask him.
Just wait for the free cokes in the press rooms.
There's Hart with Hagler in the corner. Hart has Hagler against the ropes. Hagler has been pretty successful just punching his way out of that kind of difficulty earlier. We're halfway through round number 5. Hagler trying to do more damage to Cyclone Hart. Well, it's amazing how a man's mood can change. You think of all the laughing and talking that Cyclone Hart was laying on his man. Now he's shoved back and almost falls down from exhaustion.
Oh, he is really tired, Ralph. And Hagler seems to be, like they say in the racing circles, rating himself very well. He'll throw quite a few combinations when he has him in the trouble along the ropes, and then he'll back away and relax a little bit, and he'll go after him again, whereas Cyclone Hart earlier in the fight just tried to throw every punch he could and end it quickly, and as it turns out, he is very, very tired young fighter right now.
No more of the smiling. The cross-ring talk as Cyclone Hart has his hands full tonight. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Again, he has Hagler against the ropes, but it has not bothered Hagler getting there, as he's been able to punch his way right out of trouble each time. 20 seconds remain in round 5. Hart again trying to get Hagler against the ropes, but going in rather cautiously now. Gets a left hand in. That's a good left hand. Counters with a right that doesn't get through. If it had, he might have really done some. There's a good right hand at the bell, and the left after the bell. Well, that's the second round that Hart has gotten Hagler clearly after the bell is sounded.
A ruling from the judge there, Ralph, if they took that round away from Eugene Cyclone Hart just because of that late punch, so they do penalize a fighter.
I'm not really sure they had the round to take away. I think he lost the round anyway.
I know, but that, according to the judges that decide here, that's a third warning for him. So he could be in trouble just from penalizing.
Well, he's got Hagler in some trouble right now. Hagler bleeding from the nose, and Hart dishing out some punishment as he has Hagler against the ropes. A pretty good left hand got through, and there's a left to the midsection, and Hagler having some difficulty fighting out of it this time, as he has so successfully before. As Hart scoring heavily, especially with the left. There he gets a right high to the head of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So Cyclone Hart in the first minute of the 6th round having his best flurry. But there's a left and a right, another left, and a right and a left, and now Hart's in trouble. And Eugene fights right back. 6th round's being a dandy.
Oh, this has been the best fight of the night. Lots of action here, Ralph. Fighters stand there toe-to-toe.
Good right hand by Hart, but Hagler, clearly the stronger of the two now, pushes his man back and suddenly finds himself up against the ropes, where Hart has dished out most of his damage here in this round. Again, little pity-pat blows from both men, but they score in the official's eyes as Hagler pushes himself away from the ropes, the nose still bleeding, moving in against missing with the right hand, and Hart looks very weary now. May have punched himself out a bit here in the early part of the 6th round as Hagler battles out of the ropes. Hagler with the uppercut. Right hand jab, left hand missed by Hart. There's the right hand jab and the left. The right misses. They couldn't break a cream puff with those punches they're exchanging right now with a minute to go. It's round 6.
They both seem to be wanting and relaxing there and to catch their breath. I know that the corner, Eugene Hart's corner, has informed him of those 3 warnings and those rounds taken away from him, so maybe this probably was the reason why that he came out a little more zesty than he had in the last 2 rounds.
Much more so, as he gets a couple of good left hands in. Hagler now trying to punch his way again away from the ropes, but doing no damage with those blows. I don't know if he's lost the steam or what, but he is not hitting with the kind of authority he did earlier, though he is landing and scoring points with those blows. And now Hagler trying to back Hart into Hart's own corner. Good left hand by Hart. Misses with a grazing right hand. And Hagler gets Hart into the corner directly above us. Hart goes to the body. We're in the closing seconds of round 6. Let's watch now. There's the bell, and the referee steps in quickly, and no damage is done after the bell that time. Eugene Cyclone Hart, the white trunks, the left corner, and the far corner in the dark trunks is Marvin Hagler. They meet right at center ring. Hagler is southpaw. Right hand jab, and now Hart comes in and backs his man into the corner. That's where he hurt him last round. Catching nothing but biceps with those punches, and misses wildly with the left. They exchange some blows on the ropes, and Hart spins around as he misses a wild right hand. Back out to the center of the ring again. 18 feet 6 inches square, but it seems awful small when you're trying to get away from some of those punches. Again, Hagler backed up against the ropes. That clearly is Hart's strategy now, is to back his man into the corner. Left hand lands. Not with a whole lot of steam, though.
Eugene Hart's getting instruction from his corner here, Ralph, and they keep saying, go to the body, go to the body. They want him to keep punching, build up those points. Seeing that he's had 3 rounds taken away from warnings and penalization after the late blows after the bell had rung.
Hart seems to have gotten a little second wind, but is still a weary boxer. Both men tired a bit from that last round that was the fastest pace of the entire fight. We're in round 7, approaching the midway point of it. Hagler with his back to us. They exchange scoring blows. Hart in pursuit of his man. In the white trunks, Cyclone Hart. North Philadelphia, in his 7th year as a pro. Still striving to get to the top rung of his sport. He badly needs a win tonight. Oh, 2 good right-hand jabs by Marvelous Marvin.
Hagler seems to be very confident right now, Ralph. You know, we got 3 more rounds, or 4 more counting this one, and he seems that he knows that he's in control of the fight just through these penalizations. But Cyclone Hart seems to be a very anxious fighter, and he just can't muster enough steam to get after him.
Every now and then he seems to be on the point of total exhaustion, then he'll come back. Right now is one of those periods where Hart looks very tired.
Looks like he could blow him over right now, the way, you know, with the fatigue look on his face.
1.2 rounds ago, Hagler gave Hart a push and almost pushed him down. It was just a gentle shove, really. But just when we thought Hart was so terribly exhausted, he bounced back and had his best round in round 6. So you never know. 30 seconds remained in round 7.
You know, with the amount of punches that have been thrown and all the work that the fighters have been doing, and it has been a good fight up to now, that it's no wonder that they're tired. You know, boy, it's tough time, this boxing. You know, I know that I talked to Schultze, he goes for about 30 seconds, and he's tired. He tires him out for a whole game. And these boxers have to be superbly conditioned athletes to keep this up for 10 rounds.
Hart with a couple of good left hands to the body in the corner. Once again, Hagler is leading from the nose as the bell sounds to end round 7. Off they go to the center of the ring. Still anybody's fight. Well, Hagler would seem to be the leader on points at this point. But with 3 rounds to go, anything can yet happen.
You know, especially with both fighters being tired, you know, your resistance is a little bit lower to a good punch to the head, and then now is when the heart comes through and see who has the strongest and the biggest heart to stay in there after a good shot.
And when you get weary, you're more apt to make a serious error and leave yourself open and vulnerable to a damaging blow. Hart on the right of your screen in the white trunks. Hagler now with his back to you. Circling to his right, circling away from Hart's right hand.
Hart's guard has dropped considerably, you know. I know his corner wants him to keep those hands up high, and he's carrying them right around his waist, which leaves himself wide open for that quick jab.
Hagler still seems to be the stronger, the fresher of the two. It's a very relative bit of terminology there at this point because both men are weary. After a great 6th round, both men seem to have given much of what they had to give tonight. But Hagler still up on his toes and showing much better movement. Hagler able to do, or the Hart able to do so only in brief spurts as he is right now. Then he almost stumbles after his man. Part of that is style. It goes to the body, comes up with the left hand, and stung his man, and Hart, just when you think he's got nothing left, comes up with a spurt like that, goes right after his man with a right and then a left, goes to the body. Blood pouring out of the nose of Hagler now. An exchange blows to the body, and a pretty good left hand from Hart gets through. Hart stalking his man now. Less than a minute to go in round 8.
The crowd's starting to come alive here too, and I think maybe this might spur Cyclone on a little bit here. He sure needs something right now because he is one tired fighter. They both are.
The stamina may be the key before this one is over. Some breathing difficulty, I believe, now for Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Hart, so tired after giving all those punches just a minute ago. Waiting for the bell. It's 15 seconds away. A long 15 seconds for these two fellas, believe me. Hagler wants Hart to come after him. Hart wants to sit down for 60 seconds. He'll get to right about now.
I think he's probably upset over the ruling when he took those 3 rounds away from him. This could probably have the telling effect now.
And they're going to call it a fight and award it to Marvin Hagler. So Eugene Cyclone Hart calls it quits after 8 rounds, not answering the bell for the 9th. Then Marvin Hagler coming up with the victory.